Hi, everybody. Welcome back to our Human Behavior and the Social Environment 2 course here at Widener University. So we're in Social Work 502, focused now on week 2. So we're going to be primarily covering biography as assessment as well as substance-related disorders. You guys are doing overall a fantastic job participating in our discussion board posts here in our Engage platform. I really enjoyed watching and listening to your introduction. So keep up the good work. And as always, if you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm here to help you be successful in the course. So focusing our attention now on week 2, first thing that you want to do is access the learning resources. So you're going to come up and click on that. There's lots of great readings here from the DSM-5. There's also a wonderful article that really provides a great introduction to the biographical timeline process, which can be an indispensable clinical tool that you may choose to use throughout your lifetime at practicing as a clinical social worker. Really helps you capture and understand your client in a really effective way. There's also a reading here from Essentials of Psychiatric Diagnosis, chapter 9 specifically, and there's a wonderful article in regard to neuroplasticity and the biopsychosocial paradigm in the 21st century. In addition to that, you want to choose one substance-related disorder article to read for discussion, and you see here listed all of the different choices that are available to you. You also have some great videos on fetal alcohol syndrome, and in terms of these fetal alcohol syndrome videos, you're either watching option 1 or option 2. If you have some extra time, definitely you could watch both of them, but certainly I realize that you have lots of competing obligations for the purposes of the course, you only need to watch either option 1 or option 2. So located here in our learning resources, you'll also be able to access Danny's biographical timeline, which is going to be really essential when you actually start completing our discussion board posts. So for our week 2 discussion, the biographical timeline, after you review Danny's timeline, you want to post on your own analysis of his situation. So do you agree with his diagnosis? How do you think it helps? And how do you think it could hurt a person to have a mental health diagnosis? So remembering with this specific discussion prompt, as well as the majority of our discussion prompts throughout the semester, you want to follow up with at least 2 of your classmates who do not yet have responses. So what have you learned from your classmates' posts, and what can you add to their learning? What similarities and differences do you see among your classmates' analyses? And what did you learn that you could actually take out of this theory and apply it directly in your practice? So remembering that your initial post is due on Thursday of week 2, and your follow-up responses are due in between Friday and Sunday. So the absolute deadline for the posts and the responses are Sunday by 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So remembering that your work on the forums for this week will be graded as a part of your weekly discussion grade. So there's also an additional discussion board post that is focused on substance-related articles. So from the substance-related articles that are fetal alcohol videos, you want to complete the following. You want to state which article, you want to cite with the author's last name that you read and the fetal alcohol videos that you watched. So you want to describe what you thought were the 3 main points that you learned from reading the article and watching the videos, and discuss the practice implications of what you learned from reading that article and then watching the fetal alcohol syndrome video of your choice. So here in week 2, we also have assignments as well. The assignment that you want to focus on is the dyad conversation on diagnostic systems. So after you complete this week's readings from the DSM-5 and the text, and view Dr. Ginny's video on assessment, you want to get together with your assigned dyad partner and answer the questions. So the questions that you want to be focused on are, what are the advantages and disadvantages of using the DSM? DSM-5? And what kind of diagnostic framework do you use or do you see yourself using in the future in clinical practice? So this conversation is just a starting point. It's just to help guide your thinking about these aspects of mental health diagnosis. So your clinical vignette assignments are really going to draw heavily from these ideas, from this conversation that you're having with your partner. And you're going to actually post about this conversation not this week in week 2, but in week 3. So it's just like a launching point to help get you started. So your other important assignment here in week 2 is the week 2 quiz, which can be accessed right here in our Engage platform by clicking on week 2. So that quiz is automatically graded. So after you complete the quiz, you will be able to access your grade. So we've got lots of fun and productive, exciting things here planned for week number 2. So as I said earlier, if you have any questions or concerns related to our course, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you on our class discussion boards.